Are your prospects responding to your sales pitch, or do their eyes glaze over the second you start talking to them? Well, in this video, I'm going to cover 3 tips that will help you create the perfect sales pitch so that your pitch gets you more orders. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell so that you get notified every time we post a video about how to improve your sales pitch. We've used these 3 tips to increase our pipeline and, more importantly, help our customers increase their pipeline, create sales-ready leads, and have prospects that are engaged and ready to have a conversation about what they have to offer. So what's sales tip number 1? Here it is, straight up. Sell your value, not your product. Here, listen to it again. Sell your value, not your product. What the heck does that mean? Well, selling your value. You got to sell what your customers value, not what you produce, make, or have in your back pocket, because they really don't care about that. Customers don't care about what it is you have. They care about what it does for them. So if you're pitching your product, then you're doing it wrong. Quite frankly, people don't care about your product at all. So how do you sell your value and not your product? Well, the first thing you have to do is you have to define what your value is. And how do you do that, you may be asking? Well, there's certain questions that you've got to ask yourself and then answer those questions and start to prioritize the true value you deliver to your customers. But here's the important thing. That pitch, that sales pitch, that elevator pitch has to be short, concise, and speak to that value right away, because your prospect has a very short attention span. They got an attention span of a gnat, and they just don't have time to listen to a long dissertation of how you can help them. So it has to be concise and straightforward so that it stimulates curiosity. So how do you create and articulate your value? Well, there's some questions you have to ask. And here's one of the questions. How are you unique? So what is it that you have? I'm actually going to ask you to go through a little exercise here while you're watching the video. Feel free to just write some things down. How are you unique? How are you different from everyone else? And kind of write some of those comments down, because that uniqueness is a trigger, a glimpse of the value you provide to your customers. And that's what you want to start with. Next question you might want to ask is, what value do you provide to your customers? What business value do you provide? Do you save them money? Do you save them time? Do you help them feel better about something? It's from their perspective, what value do you provide? What is your value? What are your strengths? And what do your customers? So here's an exercise you can try, is ask your customers what they see is valuable. What is it they value in doing business with you? And keep in mind, it may not be just your product. It can be your business. It can be the other things that you provide, great customer service. That's all part of the value you deliver to your customers. And so I want you to make a list of all those things. You don't filter them, don't qualify it, just spew them all out on a piece of paper. Just write everything down on a piece of paper. And then what we're going to do is just take those points and prioritize them. Figure out what's the most important. If you've got a series, let's say you've got a list of 50 items, 50 value points that you've put down, which of those are most important to those customers? And the rest that aren't as important, in other words, what's the highest, what's a medium, and what's a low? Those ones that are high, those are the real important ones. Everything else is just noise, okay? So you got to start with those high points, those things that your customers value most, and that is how you start to present your value. The next step in making sure that you're presenting your value and not your product is to start to categorize those points. And what we're going to do with all those things you marked high that your customers value the most, you want to start to, I guess, ferret them down so that you have categories of all these components, all these high value points. And then we're going to turn that into a much shorter group of categories. So you want to build categories around. So for example, do you have, if you save them, if you're cost-effective solution, you might save them money on how you approach things. You might automate some of their business and that saves them money. So all the things that are similar, you want to categorize into in one category. And then those categories, we want to start to form a sentence, a single phrase that states your value. And that phrase can't be more than 8 seconds long. And it's that phrase that will form the basis of your value message. And it's that value message that's going to create the curiosity. Why? Because we're giving them glimpses of how we can help them. And when someone is curious and they get that glimpse, then that's when they're interested. Have you ever seen one of your customers' eyes glaze over when you're pitching, giving them your pitch? If you have, leave a comment below. We'd love to hear what you've run into. So step 2, once you've created that value message, you have to now let the value message define where your market is, who you're going to talk to, because your value message will reveal your market. It will reveal the right people to talk to. Why? Because those are the people that are going to value what you deliver. They're going to value your solution. So instead of talking to everyone, make sure you now focus on the ones that are going to respond best to your value. It's really that simple. So let me give you an example of what a value message defined properly, how it can change how people respond to what you're selling. I'm going to read it here from some notes because I want to make sure I get it right for you. So we had a customer. They were in the poultry farmer business, believe it or not. And this was their value message that we have. This was their before message, the thing that they were saying to their customers. We have a watertight, waterproof LED red-green spectrum bulb for poultry farmers. You can see that that is their product. That is, they're pitching their product. Okay? And then going through and defining their value message, turn that phrase into this one. We have a proven tailor-made lighting system that increases poultry production while lowering your operating costs. So can you see the difference? You can see that latter statement really speaks from the customer's perspective. So the curiosity is going to come from, how do you lower my operating costs? How can you increase my poultry production? Remember, it's still just a lighting system, in other words, a bulb, but we changed it to a lighting system. And what happened was customers now start to respond with proper, the business issues that they've got, instead of asking them, Well, can't I get that bulb at Home Depot? I've seen green ones there. So all of a sudden, you're now presenting your value, you're stimulating conversation, and now you have an ideal situation that you can leverage to start selling properly and selling your solution to those customers. So step 2, focus on the right market. Step 1 is present your value, not your product. Step 2 is focus on the right market. And that value message that you've created will help you define who and where is the right market for you. You have to tell your story to the right people. If you try to tell it to everyone, then you're wasting your time in a lot of places. You want to try to let the value that you deliver, in this case, we can tell that they need to speak to a specific type of poultry farmer. Just go talk to them. And that way you create a more efficient approach to how you can sell your product. The third point is keep it tight. Once you're presenting your value proposition and you've got your pitch built, you now have to shut up and stop talking and start listening. Keep it tight. Present your value. Allow them to respond. You're really presenting your value, seeing if you get a response. Present your value, see if you get a response. That's what you're trying to accomplish. So taking those 3 things, create your value proposition, focus on the right market, and shut up and listen. It's basically what you're doing. Shut up and listen so that you know if you're getting and speaking to the right person. So if you're struggling with perfecting your sales pitch and you'd like some help, you can reach out to us at the email listed below, rob@getmoresales.academy. In the description. It's not the comment section, it's the description. If you'd like to learn how to perfect your sales pitch, you can visit us at getmoresales.academy, and the link is listed below. And you can actually enroll in a course where we'll actually help you create your value pitch, create your value proposition. Or if you're not ready for that, go ahead and download our 7 laws that make sales easy. Sales made easy for entrepreneurs. The link is provided below in the description. Go ahead and click on that. And you can do some reading and learn some quick laws that can help you sell better and create more sales. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and be sure to check out this video to find out what to do to close more orders and grow your startup. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.